Ring the dinner bell for trout, kokanee, and landlocked kings with Kellogg's Willow Leaf Dodgers. Available in mini and magnum sizes at fishhuntshoot.com. Get yours today. Howdy anglers, Kellogg here. It is time for the Northern California trout and landlocked salmon fishing report. And as you can see behind me, we had a dusting of snow last night in the Sierra Nevada foothills, and that's great news. The better news is that we have some very substantial weather on the way if it pans out. It's supposed to rain and spit snow for much of next week, and one of the storms that's going to pass through is supposed to be a real barn burner towards the end of the week. It's supposed to drop feet of snow in the Sierras and inches of rain in the foothill. And you know, that's going to throw the fishing off track for a little while, but we'll take it. We need those lakes to fill up, and I'm hoping we're slipping into a wet period here. It's a little late. Usually it's started by now, but I got my fingers crossed, man. I want to see a lot of rain and a lot of snow for, you know, the remainder of January, February, and into March. Let's top those lakes off, blow the rivers out. It's just all good for everything. We can get out there and enjoy a really productive spring season, and it'll still be winter fishing. But I'm hoping we have a lot of rainy, windy, nasty days in the near future. So let's talk fishing. Let's talk about what's been going on. And there have been some very productive bites and some solid bites throughout the North State. And I'm not going to list all of them here. I'm not going to talk about all of them here, but I'm going to kind of hit the high points. Let's start off with landlocked salmon. Let's start off at Bullard's Bar Reservoir. The downside, I'll say it right off the top, those kokanee are small. Average fish, 10 inches, big fish, 12 inches, monster fish, 13 inches, but they make up for their size in sheer numbers and the kind of action they're providing. You can hit the main body. You can fish off dark day. You're going to see clouds of fish. You're going to catch a bunch of fish. You know, pull the combos of your choice. You know, pull your favorite dodger and a spinner, a dodger and a hoochie, a dodger and a minnow tube. Tip it with corn, chase those marks, and you are going to have steady action all day long, most likely. And as guys have been telling me, those fish are absolutely delicious. The water's cold, they smoke up great, you can barbecue them. You know, they're small, but they're tasty. The limit's 10. If you're into trolling, if you're into salmon, and if you're into eating salmon, get up there and harvest a limit or two of kokanee, and you're not going to regret it. And, you know, they will get your heart pumping a little bit. I prefer my kokanee in that, you know, 14 to 16 inch range or even larger if I can get them. But hey, it's January. Get up there, get after those fish, and have a good time. If you're looking for bigger salmon, Oroville and Folsom are the places to go, but you're going to have to work for those kings. Oroville, the bite's a little tougher, but your average size is a little bit bigger than at Folsom. Guys are catching 3 to 5 pound kings at Oroville. The average fish up there is, you know, 14, 15, 16 inches. They're not, you know, super hard to come by, but it's not a pushover either. You're going to have to put in your time, work the area off the dam, you know, the Green Bridge, all those spots, work the structure. You're going to find your most productive action about 40, you know, to 60 feet deep in general. Hoochies and blades, minnow tubes and blades. Minnow tubes and fisheye dodgers have been doing well up there. The Brad's rotating baits are doing well up there. I had a guy take some of my crippled minnow spoons up there. He did well on those. But it is a grind. You got to put in your time. You got to pay attention to detail and try to tip everything with anchovy, you know, bits of anchovy skin, or try pulling a full anchovy fillet behind a dodger. That works too, and that may well be your best tack for getting a larger than average king up there. But who knows? You know, pull your confidence baits, put in your time, and you're going to get your shots. You know, you might end up with a fish or 2 or 3, and one of them might be a really nice fish. You might get a couple really nice fish. So Oroville, definitely worth the effort, but don't expect a limit. Folsom is a little better than Oroville in the respect that there are some rainbows around, and you know, some days on Folsom the action's very good. A couple weeks ago, Jerry Lampkin went out there, TNG Motorsports Guide Service, and he had full limits of kings. So if you hit it right and you know how to catch kings, you might be really surprised. But the average guy is catching anywhere from 0 to 3 kings a day, and he might be picking up, you know, 0 to 3 trout too. There is the opportunity to get a mixed limit at Folsom. You know, your average king out there is 14 to 16 inches. Some fish up to 3 pounds have been caught. And on the rainbow side, there's two classes of fish. There's those planters that are, you know, 14 inches basically. But there are some of those square tail, holdover, you know, landlocked, steelhead, whatever you want to call them, that run up to 20 plus inches out there. Now for the kings, the bite's different at Folsom than it is at Oroville. And, you know, Folsom's just a different lake. Speedy shiners and speed spoons to start off the day. That's what you want to go with. You want to go fast. You want to work 20, 25 feet deep, all the way down to 40 feet deep, and see if you can spark some strikes with the fast stuff, or at least locate some fish. If you have to slow down and you're targeting the kings, minnow tubes and blades, hoochies and blades, tip everything with anchovies, that will work if you have to grind on the fish. Now, if you want to kind of hedge your bets to catch trout, the speed spoons, the speedy shiners, that stuff will definitely catch some trout for you. But if you want to hedge your bets for trout, go with some sort of small dodger, a Seps, you know, Strike Master, one of my willow leaves. Run a threaded worm behind it, work the top 20, and, you know, peg your speed at 1.5, 1.8, something like that. Maybe pair that with a dodger and a minnow tube down deeper tipped with anchovy, and you're going to maximize your chances of getting hit out there. But it is Folsom. We keep going back for two reasons. It's close if you live in the Sacramento region, and we all know there's some big fish out there. You know, my top king out there, 27 inches. I've caught rainbows over 5 pounds out there, but I'll tell you, I got more skunks at Folsom than I have success stories. That's absolutely true. But anyway, again, it's close and there's big fish, very accessible, so get out there and get them. The speed limit is 5 miles an hour right now, so be careful. Granite pinnacles, don't break anything. That would suck. Well, we're on the subject of salmon, and before I transition into trout, I want to make a quick announcement. I am launching today a set of UV herring-style dodgers. If you're into kokanee, king salmon, trout fishing, they all have baked UV finishes. I'll put pictures of the setup here over my face as I'm talking. You get the UV advantage if you want to go deep for kings, you want to go deep for kokanee, or if you just want to target trout, you've got the UV advantage. These blades have great action. You know, put your lure, your choice behind them, whether you're pulling a hoochie or you know, an Uncle Larry's for the kokanee, or if you're putting a threaded worm behind it, or even a spoon behind it for trout. They are flat out fish catchers. And you know me, I like performance, I like utility, and I like fair prices. And I'm not going to name names, but there are a lot of other companies out there that offer up dodgers just like these, and they sell them for $11 and $12, and mine are about half that price. So, and you know, the fish don't care. My blades flat out perform, and you're going to get 2 of my blades for the cost of some other guys' blades. So, hey, make your own choice, but I can absolutely tell you my blades are high quality UV finishes, and they are flat out fish catchers. You've seen the images roll past here. If you're interested in a set of those, a 6 Dodger set, fishhuntshoot.com, and let's get on with the trout fishing report. Engelbright, it is the fastest, most exciting trout bite in you know, the Sacramento region, up there in the foothills outside of Marysville. The lake has been planted. The rainbows are feisty. They're, you know, 13 to 15 inches, but they're ready to chase spoons. Les Fernandez went up there the other day. He was pulling cripple lures, top 20. He got limits. A lot of guys are getting limits. My buddy went up there with Trigger Spoon Juniors. He got limits. So they're chasing, they're hungry, they're ready to go. They're not huge fish, but it is a fun bite if you want to get after some trout. Now, if you want to go after size and numbers of trout, Comanche is your number one choice. And that is going off for both trollers and bank anglers. If you want to troll them, you know, speedy shiners, speed spoons, small rapalas, fire tiger color, bright orange. They like the bright stuff right now, it seems like. Start off fast. If you have to slow down, grubs paired with power eggs, and trolling flies are working. And one of my buddies, one of my Facebook friends, he went out there and he did really well on apexes the other day. Those fish are, you know, your average fish out there is 14 to, you know, probably 18 inches. fish in the 1 to 2.5 pound range. Those are your average fish, but fish to 9 pounds are being caught with regularity. If you're a troller, get out there, start working near the island, and just kind of follow your gut after that, see what the other guys are doing. But there's a lot of fish around. There's a lot of nice fish around, and the difference between getting the average size fish and the nice fish is just putting in your time and getting that lure in the right place at the right moment. Bank anglers are also doing very well. Power bait, inflated worms, the usual bank fishing baits, as well as cast masters, crappie jigs, stuff like that. You might even fool around with a slip bobber. It makes sense to have a 2-rod sticker. Throw out one bait, one rod, armed with bait, power bait, an inflated worm, maybe a combo bait, and then spend some time fan casting with a cast master or a crappie jig or something like that. Just kind of take the temperature of the fish, see what's going on. Remember, if you're bank fishing and you don't get some action within 30, 45 minutes, pick your stuff up and move. You don't have to stay anchored to one spot all day long. Work the structural features, work those points, the drops, all that kind of stuff. Do some experimenting, figure out what's going on, talk to some other guys out there. It always pays to be friendly, and just kind of figure out what's going on. But stay on the move, you'll find some fish, and you have a great chance. I don't want to say likely, but you have a great chance of getting a limit. And hey, you might find yourself hooked up to a big fish. I saw one guy fishing on the bank out there. I don't know how much his fish weighed, but it was a 6 or 7, 8 pound rainbow. It's big old fish. So they are out there. They are biting. I've been contemplating going over there, but it's kind of a haul for me, and I got some other stuff going on. We got this weather coming down, so I just don't know if I'm going. South of there, Don Pedro, Maloney's, they are absolutely booting out fish right now. Getting some kind of phone call here. Let's see if I can make that stop. Oh, I did. They're absolutely booting out fish right now. And Pardee's going to be great on the opener. It's going to open up in February here at some point. I don't have the date in front of me, but it's going to open up. Fishing should be good. It should be a real highlight. And I am going to try to haul my kayak down there shortly after the lake opens, depending on the weather, because I haven't fished Pardee in a long time, and I really like that lake. That is just a super enjoyable lake. Let's finish off the report with a shout out to my buddies down in the Bay Area. All the usual suspects are kicking out fish in the Bay Area: Lafayette, Chabot, Shadow Cliffs, blah, blah, blah. But the high point is Lake Del Valle. Lake Del Valle is kicking out some big trout for trollers and bank anglers, but it's also kicking out stripers. Mostly for bank guys still fishing with anchovies. That's a great way to spend your day if you're a Bay Area guy. Go out there, soak some power bait on one rod and soak some anchovies on another rod. You might take home a dual limit of stripers and rainbows. Rainbows are running anywhere from, 2 to probably 7 pounds based on the pictures. Of course, there's more small fish than big fish. And the striper is kind of the same thing. You're seeing fish that are just over keeper size all the way up to 8 or 9 pounds. If you're a troller, try rolling anchovies, rigged anchovies. Maybe fish something like a cripple lure, a trigger spoon junior for the trout, and roll an anchovy on your other rod. Anyway, Lucy's kind of getting antsy here. We want to get hiking. I got to get back home. Got some chores to do. I got to move a bunch of firewood before this rain comes in, see if it actually materializes. I'm Kel Kellogg. If you're looking for gear, including that set of UV finish herring style dodgers, get on over to fishhuntshoot.com. I will catch you next time right here on YouTube. You stay safe, healthy, happy. Hopefully you're going to get a little wet this week. We're going to have a bunch of wind and rain. Good, fingers crossed, we will see. Anyway, I'm out of here. You have a great day, and I'll catch you next time right here on YouTube, guys. Thanks for all the support. Catch you.